actually wish I knew more women in real life that are detectives.
And what did it do in you? How did it
I
leave
think
you as a woman?
it also invoked the tomboy in me. Like, yes!
What sort of ideas do you think we need, or conversations do you think we need to be having as women in this month?
A female species does not function the same as the male species. You cannot take what you do at work and do it at home. You cannot do what you do at home and come and do it at work.
Is there any other routine? Maybe, I don't know, meditate. What else do you do to center yourself and align yourself as a human being?
I just keep quiet. Just sit there in silence. Being told that I have a big bum. I was in primary school.
What type of actor are you?
Slap me for real. When we were shooting the Throne, it was also soon after my husband's death. And when I saw a coffin...
Hey guys, welcome back to Inside Story with me, Koketso Naledi. I'm pretty excited. I've got a veteran actor here. By the way, happy Women's Month. Her name is Tsholo Matshaba, and you might know her from her iconic role on Mobango as Meme, and lately she's on House of Zwide. I'm excited to unpack this conversation with her and pick her brain. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Koketso.
Why are you laughing? Why is your smile infectious? What are we laughing at?
We are laughing at the fact that you took the first TV show to the last one. And when I think about the in-betweens, it just shows how far I've come.
Oh,
yeah.
God. And
How far I've come.
How does that make you feel?
Well, sometimes I am very grateful that I can still do what I love, and in the form of television, at least, it is another form of an art form, television acting. So I'm grateful, actually. Yeah, longevity, I guess that's what they call it. Yeah, but it doesn't come easy.
It doesn't.
It doesn't come easy. No.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of discipline, actually. And to a certain extent, it becomes second nature that you don't even think about the discipline that you have to put into it because you understand why you're there. You know why you're there. Yeah. And you know why other people are also there. And therefore you'll be able to respect not only yourself, but them as well. Their presence and their purpose in that journey as well.
Yeah. Talking about discipline, you are a Motswana from Rustenburg, right?
Yes.
And I know that we look at this as a very small thing, but I think it takes a lot of work. You are in Motswana, here you are in Mobango. Let's go to Mobango because I feel like it's one of the first roles you played. And
it is.
Was it the first
television role I played?
Right?
Yeah.
I think I saw that, but I didn't want to believe it because you're so brilliant in it, right? Here you are, you're Motswana from Rustenburg, and you know how hard a Tswana tongue is. You speak in Sotho, and I know everybody thinks Sotho, Pedi, and Tswana. But Hadi Tswane.
No,
so
they're not.
What kind of work did you have to put into that role?
So, as a Motlhako, so I come from Tlhakong. That's where we are from, my family. We were raised not to speak Spitori because we grew up in Spitori. So Mama and Papa had their house in Mabopane, even though we come from Tlhakong. So I always say that Mabopane is our Soweto. Yeah, because people from Soweto also come from different provinces. Yeah. So I call Mabopane our Soweto. So as a Motswana and with Batswana parents, we were given strict rules not to speak Spitori. So when you get home from playing, all of that, they will stay outside the gate. So but otherwise, I think naturally with having seen with all the roles that I've played in different languages, I think it's one of my God-given talents.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, to be able to absorb languages like that. Because even the Sesotho that I was speaking, which would be the first time Tsholo fellow speaking Sesotho professionally, it was from watching television.
Really?
All those Sesotho television shows that we used to watch as kids, I think I do believe that's where I absorbed the languages from.
Wow.
I promise you.
So it's a
Sepedi,
talent.
Sesotho, it must be a talent because
It is
it's
a
not
talent.
everybody.
It's not everyone.
It's not everybody
Trust you
who
me,
can.
I took so long. My husband is Sotho. I
Yes.
took so long because other words are not the same, you know.
Mm.
You don't pronounce the same. I took so long to be able to speak Sotho.
Yeah.
So it's just a
But
talent.
there are times or days where the Setswana will pop in and then
You're like,
it's wrong word, wrong language.
Yeah.
But it's I do think it's somewhat a talent or so. Yeah.
Let's speak about this morning on your way here. What happened? Anything stood out for you? Any encounter?
I've been nervous since last night because the
way.
time was coming for an interview.
Really?
Yes. So when I got ready and I was on the way, I'm thinking, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer.
Oh, man,
but
this is
otherwise,
home.
I
We're
was
so chilled.
I was very excited actually to come here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing specific, nothing new. Joburg traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic lights not working, and our beloved officers passing through the
As usual. I love it. I love it. You know, it's Women's Month and we're sitting here before we get into your career and everything. I wonder what sort of ideas do you think we need, or conversations do you think we need to be having as women in this month? You know, that the other gender maybe needs to know, or that we need to remind ourselves of as women in society today.
I think we need to set back to somewhat default.
Yeah.
Kinda. I think actually, as women, talking about women and women in relationships, because that's a huge thing. Everybody's going through a mojolo of some sort. It seems like it takes quite a huge percentage of their lives, actually. And in also how women get invested in relationships as well. I think we need to be able to learn who we are as a female species.
I love this.
When you understand that a female species does not function the same as the male species, I think some problems will be able to be solved, hopefully for forever. Because some things I think really are just problems that arise because we don't know each other. We don't know each other. I don't know the male species properly. Well, you can never know properly. Even psychologists don't. But you know, we don't have a pretty good idea actually of how we function and how we can coexist within our differences, embrace our individuality as we are, and also be able to embrace each other as we are. So today we are who we are. Today you are Koketso, you're sitting on I'm sitting on the hot seat, and you know,
is it hot?
You know,
this
is you now. You are the host. You know what I mean. And then when you leave the studio and you go home, you become somebody else. You take on another role. That role cannot be the same as the role that you take here. That you do here at work. So you cannot take what you do at work and do it at home. You cannot do what you do at home and come and do it at work. Even as siblings as well, you know, we also need to understand different siblings as girls and boys, that we are not the same, and the relationships therefore will also help in strengthening as well, strengthening the ties, strengthening families, and all of that. So I think in this Women's Month and going forth, we need to be able to know ourselves and understand that we are not the same as men. And men also need to learn about the female species so that they can understand how we function. Yeah.
I think that's a very important conversation. And what are some of the things that you wish we could, in terms of our role as women? I'm Koketso. And I'm saying, how do I understand myself better? Because I feel like I've not been doing exactly what you're saying now. I've not been doing that. How do I understand myself better? And how do I play these roles that you mentioned accordingly?
So for me, I remember my late husband had a book. I was just passing by and trying to see his collection and whatnot. And I found a book that explains star signs.
Yeah.
And immediately, obviously, when you find that book, then you're going to go to yours first.
Yeah.
And yes, and want to see what it says about you. And 90% of the things it was saying about me as a Cancerian are true.
Yeah.
And then it made sense why I behave the way I do, why I feel the way I do sometimes, why I think the way I do, you know, all the positives and the negatives about my star sign.
Yeah.
So I think besides people, maybe asking people, what do you think of me? What do you think of me when I'm happy? What do you think of me when I'm not happy, when I'm disgruntled, maybe when I'm angry at something and I'm dealing with a certain situation? What do you think, Koketso, since you've spent so much time with me? Besides asking a person as it is, find out from books as well. That book actually, I think that's what started my curiosity about learning about myself.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hearing you say read a lot about yourself and reflect a lot. And also be very honest in that journey as well, in terms, because you spoke about the positives and the negatives. Be very honest that this is what I carry. Let's go a little bit to your childhood, because I want to get to know what informs this woman that you are today. You grew up in Rustenburg, like you said. You grew up in Kumabopane.
Yeah.
Oh, Kumabopane.
So I'm a dual citizen
of Kumabopane.
Yes.
Yeah,
if you could say that.
So who do you grow up with? Your mother, your father, were they there? Your siblings? Please take us through that journey a little bit.
So growing up Kumabopane with my siblings and my parents, and I was the naughtiest of them all to a point where today I think it's one of my sad things, maybe, that I could say that I never had a bike.
Really?
My parents didn't buy me a bicycle.
Yeah.
Why? Because they were afraid that from Block E, they will one day get a call. Ngwana lona is at Block D. Come and fetch her. So I think it was in them protecting me because I was just so adventurous. And I was that, I believe I was that
Dora
friendly
the
kid.
Explorer.
Yes. I was Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, you are there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So even when I hear stories of when I was much younger, the neighbors on our street, whenever they come back from work, whoever comes first, I would go down the street with them. Yes. Go gating and then come back.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and until they started locking the gate.
Yeah.
So it would just be by the year.
Why do you remember any conversation at all while Unzuba Kappa walking them?
No,
that stood out for you?
No, I don't. I don't. I just only do also have snippets of when I first started eating bohobe ka malana le maotwana. That was also at one of they are now family, actually, the Mahadikhale family. I would disappear for hours on end.
Yeah.
Kanti, I'm 2 houses away. I'm having lunch with them. Yes, till today. That meal is a staple for me. Yeah, till today. That is a staple for me.
What is it about the taste? You were just excited that I've never tasted this before. Like, oh my God.
I think also because of how kochai it was cooked. It was cooked different. And for kochai, it was not a seshabo per se, you know. Mama and Papa would snack with it and give us bits and pieces while the full chicken maybe is cooking. And then kakwa, they would have it as a meal. Like you would have 3 or 4 minotwanas there,
Yeah.
and so it was like
Okay.
and it was cooked different. And it was cooked different. So
Yeah.
that taste, I fell in love with that taste.
Yeah.
Till today.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you make it for your kids as well now?
Yes.
Do they love it? Or they just like,
Absolutely.
Mom, stop!
Bonene, this is us. This is our food.
Yeah.
As we say we are Africans, this is also part of us. This food is also part of us.
Yeah.
Bo spinach, bogobe ka spinach,
Yeah.
bogobe ka cabbage, bogobe ka morogo.
Yeah.
I get it, there's morogo, which is wild.
Watepi.
Yes,
Yeah.
watepe, and then the spinach. That's the
Honestly, I don't like morogo watepi, guys. I don't know what you guys like. It tastes weird, man.
Maybe
And it
it's
leaves this
how
thing
it's
on
cooked.
the tongue that it leaves.
Really? I think it's how it's cooked. I've recently learned how to cook chumolia.
Really?
Yes.
Sure.
Usually you get it, the Zimbabwean ladies, korenkeng or on the corners, but the veg, they usually have it.
Yeah.
The first time I cooked it, I was like, what were you thinking? Dora the Explorer? No.
It's not gonna work.
And then the one time, recently when I was buying it, the shop assistant that was there, I could hear by the accent that she's Zimbabwean. And I asked her, my lady, actually, how do you cook this? Because every time I've cooked it
sour,
like
yeah.
terrible. Yeah. So and with food as well, I think apparently there's a thing going around hore pap is not good for you. How is bogobe not good for anyone when bogobe brings people to life?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So it's one of my staples and one of my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And having to watch my diet, bogobe was one of the most difficult thing to reduce.
Yeah.
Even.
Did you reduce or let it go?
I reduced it drastically to once or twice a week, where before it was almost every day, even on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I have had to reduce it just so that I can keep up with this diet thing.
Okay, I love it.
Weight watching and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still watch your weight even now?
I think I have to for my career. I think I have to. So I studied musical theater. Musical theater, I think the course is somewhat I could say that it's run just like a dance course. Just that with a difference with us, the difference that we sing and we have to do drama as well. So we were taught from day one that ladies and gents, you have to watch your weight.
Your body's your instrument.
Your body's instrument. You have to watch your weight. Just so that, not only so that you look good on stage, but for you to be able to hold a show for 3 to 6 months. And mind you, in musicals, you sing and dance all the time. So doing the singing and the dancing at the same time, it is a bit of a mind boggle when you do it for the first time and you feel like you're dying, literally, because you
I can imagine.
You can't connect the two and then you can't handle the two.
Yeah.
So if you're not fit, how will you even handle either one? So I come from that type of school of thought that for the sake of your career and the longevity of your career, you have to take care of your body as much as possible. But then sometimes life happens and then you eat and then you sleep after you eat.
And then what happens?
That's a trap.
But you've never gained
That's
weight.
how
Your weight has remained almost in the same.
I don't know how people are not aware. But recently,
because we don't know you personally, we know you from the screen, and you look the same.
Recently, well, not necessarily recently, but I think 2-3 years ago, I was much bigger than I was, and it was simply from doing that, from eating and sleeping.
Yeah.
However, the eating and sleeping came from me needing comfort. Me needing comfort from the stresses I had, which were specifically career-wise. And I just couldn't, when I discovered what I discovered, I could not believe that this is what's happening or this is how actually our industry can be like.
Yeah.
So that kind of messed me up because I was the school of thought that, you know what, talent and merit and professionalism will get you far.
Yeah.
But not quite.
Not quite. What was happening at the time?
Not
What
quite.
is this you
I think I was also
discovered?
just being too hard on myself as well at that time. I was expecting certain things. I was hoping to be in films, but it was not happening. I would audition for months on end with to no avail. And it's also, I think also because of having somewhat forgotten about the rejection that comes with this the animal called the entertainment industry, especially for us, for us actors. You do audition. It does not guarantee you a spot, obviously. But I think because I hadn't done a lot of auditions for quite a few years, I had forgotten that there is. Yes, I knew that there is rejection, but I had just forgotten that how deep it can actually affect you. It kind of caught me off guard. It caught me off guard until I had to bring myself back and remind myself, Tsholo, no one's doing you wrong per se.
This is the nature
of the industry. Just like when you walk in and before you even open your mouth, after they say hello, they look at you up and down. They're trying to see your body shape. They are not body shaming
exactly.
you. That
it's
is
the nature of the work.
Yes. So whether you are light skin or dark skin, it also gives you a chance in getting a role or not. It's part of the industry. It's not because the darker one in complexion got a role because they actually do have better skin than you. No, it's not that.
It's the character they're looking for.
It's the character they're looking for.
And you don't look like it. As much as you want to play it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we've come a long way in terms of representation of women on screen. What has been that role for you that you felt empowered in that particular role?
Sure. I think I speaking would be coming from a place of privilege somehow because light-skinned women have always been on screen. But the dark complexion ladies, you would get maybe 2 or 3 in a show. Today they are all over. And I think that also, it's not just about embracing the dark-skinned women, it's also about embracing the Africanism in us, the African in us, that we are many colors, many shades of brown. Yes.
Of brown, I love that. Of brown. Yes, thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
I don't like this thing that we
the
call
term black. Yes,
no,
I also don't
I'm
like
African.
it. There's nothing like that because we know where it comes from and the stigma in the thinking that it comes with. Yeah. But also, I understand that you'd be talking from privilege, but you also have your own individual journey, right? That's why I'm asking about that role that you felt empowered, that you felt like, as a woman in South Africa, with this role, I feel like I'm honored and I feel like I'm honoring and I'm representing a lot of women.
That would be the role of the detective that I played in season 1 of Kings of Joburg. She was a detective.
I remember that role,
yeah. She was a detective and I was like, I actually wish I knew more women in real life that are detectives, And my only reference actually that I got was from watching Hollywood series, films.
Because we don't have the culture of women police in South Africa, actually.
We do, but yes.
That
you
word.
Do see them. You see them in uniform and all, but like the ones that we used to call I don't know where they are now. I don't know if they still exist or have they just changed their uniform. The ones we called maberete. Yes,
I don't think that exists
those
anymore.
police
Yeah.
officers that we call maberet.
Mm.
Today, I've never seen a woman, a female maberet. I've only seen ever seen male police officers
Yeah.
in the mabereta section. So
Yeah.
I would. It was one of those that I felt like, oh, I do wish there could be more of these roles for us as women. Yeah.
And what did it do in you? How did it leave you as a woman?
And it also invoked the tomboy in me. Like, yes! Finally, I can kick some.
Yeah. I get that.
And it was also one of those roles that also reminded me that, oh my gosh, this is what Miss Karras was talking about. Miss Karras was our HOD, our faculty HOD, when I studied musical theater. When she said, Tsolofelo, you have to take care of your body. There was a lot of running in there. There were a lot of you are in jeans, you in boots, and what do they call them? Quarter heel boots, kinda. And you have to run. You have a gun. You have to run up a flight of stairs as well. You know, just the physicality of it. Thinking that, oh my gosh, yes, us girls can also do this, just as the boys are good at it. You know, so that was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
That's beautiful. That my training did not go in vain. Do you go to the gym? What do you do to keep
I used to go
fit?
To the gym, but now I live too far from the gym. So financially, it wouldn't make sense. I am a South African actor at the end of the day. I have to count the rands and cents.
Yeah.
So now I train by myself and I just watch what I eat. So I'm on this intermittent fasting thing now that I heard about.
Yeah.
And it was not easy when I started because ke rata dijo, I love food.
Right.
So
food is nice.
Not
too much of it is gluttony as well, you know, honestly.
Yeah. And also for health reasons as well, you know, high blood and cholesterol and heart diseases and whatnot. Those are things that I do not want to play around with. So, the intermittent fasting, then I don't eat in the morning. I only start eating in the afternoon. But it was quite hard when I started.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It was terrible. And you know, they cook and set. So you see people walking about with their food and like you can't no.
And oh, it doesn't do that anymore. It gets used to it, right?
It still does.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
It still does. Even when you're on set and you're actually filming, you'd have an extra character on set.
But does the sound man pick it up?
Sometimes they do. I think if it's too disturbing for him, then he will say, so how about a glass of water? Yeah.
But I love it. You're glowing. I love it for you. And it sounds like you're taking care of yourself. You balance. You live a balanced life. Is there any other routine? Maybe, I don't know, meditate. What else do you do to center yourself and align yourself as a human being so that the pressures of the world doesn't get to you? Because we live in a world that has too much. Do I avoid the news? What do you do to just stay clear?
Sometimes I just keep quiet. Honestly,
I love that.
I just keep quiet.
Oh, Tsholo.
Just keep quiet. Yeah, I'll turn off the radio or the TV and then just sit there in silence. And sitting on the floor as well. Unamile maoto. I don't know how to say unamile maoto in English.
I also don't know, like sitting with your legs
stretched out.
Yeah.
With
just
no
on the
rest,
floor.
with no big rest. Yeah, for you. And you just sit there. And you think about yourself. You think about the stupid things that you do that you wish you didn't do.
Yeah.
And you scold yourself and you forgive yourself and then you think about all the other madness that is happening.
Yeah.
And then after a while you just, okay, I'm done.
You have a career that you don't have surety in terms of what tomorrow looks like. That's bravery on another level. And were you aware that this is what you're getting yourself into when you were younger? And you just had a dream.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? Whoever needs to forgive me for this must forgive me. But I sometimes tell the younger actors that, you know what?
Do it.
You're still young to change your career path. You're still young. No, it's quite hard. I didn't know. We were of the thought that, you know what, once you got your diploma, your degree, and I mean, you work out, you exercise, you take care of yourself, you'll just move from one show to the other.
Yeah.
And I think also because when I started my career, so I didn't start my career on television. I started my career on stage as a musical theater performer.
Yeah.
So we really moved from one show to the next. While you're busy with the current show, you audition for the next. When that one finishes, you maybe have a week or two and then on to the next show. And generally, I thought that is how this career actually works out. But unfortunately not. And when I first realized that that is not how it works out, was after I left Muvhango.
Yeah.
So when I left Muvhango, I left because I wanted a change. I wanted more into what the career can give me.
Yeah.
And I can do also in this industry. I thought, having had been on the show for 4 years or so, just like we see on Hollywood, that people move from one show to the next and to the next and to the next. It was quite a slap in the face to realize that no, Tsholo, it does not work like that.
Your
it does
industry
not.
is still very small.
It does not work like that. Just because you are on this show with these directors, it does not mean that these directors on the other side are actually aware of you. You know? It's not. And the other sad thing that I realized as well is that I understand when the fans think I am Maria on House of Zwide, when the fans think that I am actually like Udirile on the throne, when the fans think that maybe I am as spicy and sassy as Meme is. But when it is now your colleagues in the industry think that that is all you are capable of, that is quite saddening, actually. You know, that's one of the other things that I realized, that there are pockets of our industry as well. People who do work in the industry, and they actually think we are our characters, or they think your capabilities are only as far as the character that they once saw you play. And that was quite an
alarming
for me.
Yeah.
I can't think,
it's alarming, actually.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think maybe perhaps sometimes it's because you as an actor, you don't, for example, if you talk about yourself, if you're open, do you think there's a culture of actors keeping to themselves? That if I come and I show you who I am, because I believe that knowing somebody, appealing to somebody's humanity, and me seeing you as Tsholo, like me sitting down with you and being ready to see you, not necessarily that as a character, right? Me being able to sit down and see you. Or do you think it's because the industry has so much pressure that we don't have time to do that? That even the social events is not about I'm seeing you. It's about competing or thinking, even when you're there, you're not present because you're thinking about the next show. Am I going to be able to book the next show?
Sure. Okay. As theater practitioners, I believe that the only thing the producer and the directors care about is your talent, your professionalism, and your ability to be able to carry that show. Judging from maybe how they've seen you in your past performances and how maybe you have performed at your audition.
Yeah.
And then when you get to television, I think people get clouded by what they have seen you do, and they put a barrier that okay, she's done comedy, but she's only done that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
So
she can't do
maybe
this other one.
She can't do this other kind of she can't do satire or anything else. You know, that's how I see with television. And what your personality is when it comes to being chosen for a job, I don't think that's either here or there. Because, for instance, when a soccer player is bought by another club from a different club,
it's because of their performance.
It's because of their performance.
Yeah.
They couldn't care whether they smile or laugh the whole day, or whether they are the quiet type.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yes, it's about the results. It's about the performance.
I hear you.
It's about the production value. It's about the truth of the production at the end of the day when you've been hired. So I would love that to be swept out of the way, removed. Like, give people a chance by merit, and if you're not sure about their professionalism, ask around. There's references, and there are things that we cannot hide. We cannot hide that Tsholo is a huge jokester on sets, Anybody will tell you. You know what I mean?
I feel that energy. And it's good.
So, and if I am a problematic actor, those who know me, those whom I've worked with, will be able to tell you. Yeah. So it's personality and all of that. I wish, and that is actually what marketing and advertising usually say, that we want to see your
personality.
We want to see your
and personality.
That's
what I really think the events as well are supposed to be that. Social events of your premiere, it is not premiere, right? There has to be a premiere, but there has to be social events as well. But in a perfect society, again, not in South African industry,
sometimes we do, we do have a chance to chat with so and so, but then sometimes you find that after a while, I get it.
Small talk, can be quite infringing.
And then like I always I refer to myself as a theater practitioner because I think we are trained differently from the other guys. No offense.
No offense, guys.
No offense.
Let's go, Vicky.
But I think, and there are certain things that are really, you are expected to know or be able to behave in a certain way because you're a television actress. But we, runa harimo.
You're about the discipline and producing.
Yeah, harimo.
I get that.
Give me the job and you'll see where your money's going.
You'll see when you. But we've moved from give me the job, you'll see where your money is going. Producers also wants to see, can you bring the results yourself? Are you a bankable name? Like in Hollywood, right? A bankable name, when you look at the credits, they'll write them in capital letters. You even have that power to demand, no, actually, move my name from that screen. Opening shot for myself only, because now you're a bankable name. When they say, I don't know who, Viola Davis, like she can demand a frame by herself with her name only, with capital letters, because they know what's going to happen, right? Don't you think it's things like that as well? But we are not there. That's the thing. We can't demand there because we're not there as an industry, right?
No, not yet. No, not while we still have teething problems and
a lot
toddler tantrums.
Right? Let's go a bit back to your childhood. Name. I hear you have such a happy childhood, but do you have any memories where insecurities started coming because you were Dora the Explorer, this lovely, bubbly child in you everywhere? Started coming. What was happening at the time? What dented your brain for you to start showing up as a different person in the world?
I don't know if it led to me showing up in a different person, but it took a while for me to get to accept this thing. This memory, let me say that this is my first memory of being told that I have a big bum. I was in primary school and I was walking past a couple of teachers, female by the way, and they said, meaning look at how big that child's bum is. And that, from that time on, I have always been conscious of my bum and how big it is. What is it doing since I can't see it? Why were they talking about it? Is there something wrong with it? Because it didn't come across as a compliment or it came across as if it's a strange phenomena, you know? And so I've always been aware, self-conscious a bit of how big it is. Now, even when I get to school, when I get to varsity, and we now have to wear leotards for ballet, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that thing, how big it is. Is it bouncing? It's probably bouncing.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was... when I did gain weight as well when I was in high school, and the minute my school pants started feeling too tight, I was like, oh, that thing. It's because of that thing.
Yeah.
It's because of that thing, you know? So even when I got to school, but it was still there. It was a bit uncomfortable for me to be in leotards and all of that.
Yeah.
For ballet, but I understood that is the art. That is the art form. That is what you wear for the art form. That is what you wear for the teachers to be able to see how you're doing. It's part of training.
Yeah.
So get on with it. To a point where, because of the physical training, the jazz dancing and the African that I used to sneak into with the ballet kids, that tap dancing, it shaped me kind of lekker, you know?
And you fell in love with it.
Yeah, and then I fell in love with it again.
Yeah.
So when it came about in the industry, that I would always hear this thing like, Tsholo, actually, is that your bum? Like, and how do you do that? Why is it like that?
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you
Yeah.
keep it? I'm like, I don't know. Exercise.
I exercise. I'm
you
physical.
know,
Get
yeah,
physical. It will
exercise.
happen.
So when you ask about if it shaped me in a way, it has somewhat, you know. I became conscious of it negatively to the point where I now embrace it and I am proud of it.
Yeah.
And I'm the one of the fortunate ones who don't need a BBL.
Yeah.
I think I'd be mad to get one.
Exactly. What are you doing?
It's a
Don't shock us, please. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
beautiful that you come, it's being a full circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit it and now you're at a place
Yeah.
where you're happy. It's always beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
with your career, is there anything are you methodic at all? Or what type of actor are you?
Yes and no. I think I'm an instinctive actor. Obviously, I do have to go through my suitcase. They call it your suitcase, where you have all your tools that you need.
Yeah.
Now and then I do need to go back to that suitcase and remind myself how to do something. And methodic, not necessarily. I think, well, it depends, you know, but if you're going to be methodic for everything, I think you're going to go mad. I think you'll go crazy, you know? So it also helps with getting in and out of it. And for me, it has been maybe a good thing and a bad thing for me that I've been doing a lot of television where there is no luxury of time for you to get into a character just before you shoot. Where they give you time to get into it.
Yeah.
And then they give you time to get out of it. No. And I believe for me, that works for me, that I do not have the luxury of time to get into it and the luxury of time to get out of it. So you get in it, do it, get out of it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing, you're going to be crying for 20 minutes afterwards. You know, it should depend.
Yeah.
It should depend maybe on the scene and on the gravity of the scene, maybe, if you're going to be crying 30 minutes later as well. But it can't be that for every crying scene, you need 20 minutes before and after.
To ascend and get
no,
back to you.
No, the AD needs to finish his day,
time.
so get on with it. So, yeah.
But in your career, was there ever a character where you were struggling to put the emotions away? You were just struggling, you know, they caught up with you 2 months later, however long later, you know, and you were just struggling. And how did you get out of that? please.
The one that I can remember was the abuse storyline between. Excuse me. Ke kofi ba gaetsho tshwana. Yeah, the abuse story between Meme and KK. We had been doing that for a few weeks, I think. McDonald and I miss him so much.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was such a compassionate actor.
Really?
Even though his character was horrible,
but he's a compassionate person.
Such a nice person. Anyway, so we'd been doing it for a while, and then there was a day where I think our beings were just tired of being able to do this, you know, and we gave in. I think it was after that scene where KK had to slap Meme across the face when she was tumbling over the couchy and whatnot and all of that. Yeah, I think after that scene, it was evident that because we were both crying, actually.
Really?
We were both
on set. He was crying as well.
We were both crying even after the scene. That's how bad it was. But I think besides, not that I'm speaking for him, not that I'm speaking for you, McDonald, but I think that he was also feeling horrible at what he had to do for this character to come across exactly as prescribed.
Yeah.
It must have been hard for him, heavy on his heart, as well. And I remember there was a time when I asked him, McDonald, it was scripted that KK would slap Meme. But obviously, we do it, we stylize it for television, we stylize it for stage, so it's not the real thing. But I said to him, I asked him, slap me for real.
No way.
I did. I asked him, slap me for real. So that was the one
You're
time
right?
where
You're okay.
Yeah.
Upstairs. I'm joking.
So I think that was one of those moments where methodology came into place and I went a bit overboard maybe.
And then he slapped you and you fell across the couch.
He slapped me and
Come on. No,
the slapping, no.
No, I just wanted to understand that because I was like...
No, it wasn't that hard.
Oh,
yeah,
the
going over the couch thing was also stylized. I mean, it can't be for...
Yeah.
He's a man,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's a vendor man.
Hey. That's what I'm saying. Are you okay? Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
So that day was cut short. But we soon had to come back, obviously. I can't remember if it was the next day or maybe 2 days later.
Yeah.
But it's one of those instances where it had to, where it went there.
Sure. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You sound like you take your work very seriously.
I do. And then if... There was an instance when we were shooting The Throne that caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I was part of that scene. I was supposed to appear somewhat at the corner of the door. It was during I can't remember which character had died that time. And so, by the way, when we were shooting the Throne, it was also soon after my husband's death. So death was still fresh for me, and death for someone like that close. So now, as we were shooting, they were shooting the whole ceremony at the home.
Yeah.
And as I walked onto, it wasn't to walk onto set, but from where we were, I could see set. And when I saw a coffin, I ran away. I remember running away and hiding behind a couch.
Yeah.
And I started wailing and crying and I was shaking. And it took a while for anyone to find me.
Yeah.
And eventually when they did find me, when I was able to speak, I let them know that the coffin, I was seeing the coffin again.
Probably
soon,
for the
like
first time.
few months, maybe 4 or 5 months, maybe into my husband's death, and I was seeing a coffin again, and that threw me off.
Yeah.
That threw me off completely. It's one thing that when I was reading the script, I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But me seeing it physically,
Yeah.
that threw me off the rails.
Yeah.
But I had to, and it's one of those where you have to collect yourself as soon as you possibly can. And they understood what was happening. So I was given that grace at least. So I got myself together and then we were able to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of emotional
Don't you be
toll.
tearing up on me.
No, that's very painful, guys. I'm that girl. I'm that girl. I'm an empath. You know what I mean? I'm an empath. How did you get over your husband's death?
You don't.
Because I can imagine this is the person you woke up next to every single morning.
Yeah.
This is a person you see forever with. You know, how did you do it?
It was really strange. It was, I think that his death had been the longest I had been away from him. I think the longest I'd been away from my husband since we were together was probably a week and a half. So now going to 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and every day realizing that
he's not.
This is my new reality. It was quite hard. And there was a time when I wanted to be so strong that I think I can handle everything. I'll be able to handle everything.
Yeah.
I think it was also a blessing that I was quickly able to get back to work. We as performers know that our work is also it heals. It's therapy for the audience. But this time around, my work became my therapy. And that's how I was able to cope. That's how I was able to carry on with life, if I could say that. And I remember I did 3 months of Mobango after that. And then I also did a month while I was shooting Mobango. I was also shooting Squeezers both at the same time. So it was quite a phenomena actually.
Yeah.
It looked like I am crazy because how are you a fresh widow and also being able to do something like Squeezers where you have to laugh and jump around and be running around and all of that. But
God knows what he's doing.
That is how I took out some of the pain, some of the anger, some of the frustrations, some of the questions that I know will never be answered. I laid it out on stage, and that is how I was able to cope. And that was also the pain that I had was also the tools that I use for Udirile as well. When Udirile was angry or hurt and sad.
Udirile is the throne.
The throne, yes. I used all of that emotion that Tsholo had. I used it on the show. And when I get home, I cry. I would cry it all out. I would cry it all out. And I think accepting the reality that he's gone, that also helped me cope till today. Yeah, so you live with the pain. It doesn't go away. Today I can talk about it and smile. Tomorrow it might be something else. And when you ask me about him, I might tear up. Or cry even.
Oh, Mama, thank you so much. Strength to you.
Thank you.
May God be
now
with you and your family.
Thank you.
Let's touch a little bit on your kids. How intentional are you on parenting?
As much as times have changed, and we have kids that are super intelligent, more intelligent than us, and more aware. They are emotionally intelligent as well, and they are aware that they are emotionally intelligent. I try to come to their level.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It can be that when as a parent you are being asked a question and you say, you would not dare ask your parents such a question. Try and answer the child before they get it out on the street or on the internet.
And if you don't know,
find it. Ibile, let them know that, you know what, I'm not sure. I think maybe I should actually find out more about this. And try and engage them at their level. However, there must come a time where you say, Bonafa, Motsadi, Ki Motsadi,
I love that. Yeah. Teach them their position at the same time.
To balance it out. To balance it out. That thing, children must not be heard, they must be seen.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore today because today they'll get the information on TikTok and it's the wrong information completely. And with everything readily available, literally readily available from anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't take chances and say, no, you can't. No.
It is
when
this
I
time
was your age, I wouldn't dare ask. No.
It is this time of TikTok.
If they are asking you about your parenting style and they want to interrogate it, let it be. They are gonna grill you, but let them have it. If they are going to ask you about as a boy and they ask you about the male physiology, let them know. If it's a girl, let them know. If they want to know about sex education, let them know. They do it at school at 12 anyway, so
I love that because what you're saying is let go of your ego. Humility now. Humility plays in the society that we are in today. And I love that because it opens room for love as well to thrive. And for me to see you,
and
to have
connection,
empathy and connection as well. Oh, Tsholo, thank you so much. But for the sake of time, we're out of time. Can we play? Why? Like, seriously, it feels like we just started. Can you play a game?
I'll try.
It's simple. It's called story juggling. You start the story, all right? And then I throw random words at you, and then you incorporate those words into your story. Simple.
Okay. Who starts the story?
You start the story. It's your story. Oh my
gosh. Okay.
But anyway, it doesn't have to make sense.
Oh man. Okay. So you're gonna throw the random word at me. At my story.
At your story. You start the story, you go on, and I say cat, and then you have to put cat into that story you started, like that.
Yeah.
And then I say, you know what I mean? And take it wherever. You're funny.
Okay.
You made me cry, so made me laugh now.
Okay, so it's a Saturday morning. Obviously, with us with Africans on a Saturday morning, there's washing to be done, there's house needs to be clean, and everybody knows where they should go. Who does the washing, who does the dishes, and who's gonna prep lunch. So as the music is playing, and also obviously everybody's going goom goom. The radio in your home is going bazonkas, and the one next door is going bazonkas. If you hear that maybe next door song is better than your song, you go and run and you reduce the volume. So here I was trying to take the volume up, and then
snake.
No. No, Koketso, you're the worst. How could you pick a snake of all things?
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
I think that would be the reaction. And that was the reaction when we saw the snake. Everybody was on top of the table or the sink. I don't know how my little sister got into the sink, but that's what happened until my dad came. The what?
Goat.
The goat. So now when we saw the goat, I said to Papa, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Can you please teach me how to slaughter a goat?
How?
Please.
And
I think 3 months later, there was a mudiron that had to happen, and then there was a goat. I was part and parcel of I held the knife. I was the sous chef, if I could say, or sous slaughterer of the goat, and I did see how it's done in such a meticulous way, how they skin the coffee. Now after the goat thing, and I get it does have a funny smell. So I went, made coffee, closed my head into that mug just so I can inhale the coffee aroma and get the goat smell out of my nose and see this one. I can't believe you. Oh no.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're such a good sport. Oh my God. It's unfortunate that our time is over. Please come again. Are we having you again?
I will. In the summer.
Ne?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I wish you everything the best.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And you at home, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, share. Let us know what you think of the conversation. Remember, we are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. See you on the next one.
Hello, everybody. I am Actor Tsholo Matshaba, and I'm due for another tattoo. And that was my inside story. You killed me.
I loved it. Yes.